Okay, then.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then let's people.
Okay. Coming.
Yes, just as he can, because just who is Pastor Dominic, and just say where you come from and how long have you been here in Norway? Yes.
Yes, I am Pastor Dominic Biegba from Nigeria. In Norway, 2003 with my family. Yes. We were 6 in number when we came to Norway. But today we are over 20.
Yes.
Our children, grandchildren now, we are over 20 today. It's by the grace of God. So we thank God for that. So then now we send 2003. Yes.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Pastor is here together with the wife also. They have been very good friends of mine. Please just wave to us like that. Yes, we give a hand clap for our first lady. In the organizations that we are heading, a number of pastors, he is the current president of that Bergen Right. He will be giving me the mantle from January. Bergen Right. God bless you, and thank you very much. We have Benedict.
Yes, we have my Liberian chairman here now, so I think he can take over
Yeah.
to give you the details of Liberians.
Yes, thank you very much, Pastor. Let's clap for our pastor as he goes to sit down. Thank you very much. We have Benedict here. Benedict is also one from Liberia. He has the history of Liberia, and he is the chairperson, the chairman of the Liberians organization. So as we sit together with him here, he has a lot of history about it. He can be able to answer a lot of questions, and I know he will give us more light about what is this Liberia we are talking about, and so far. Please say a word or two about yourself before I can ask you one or two questions.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Benedict. I will say my full name, Benedict Ernest Peter. I'm from Liberia. Yeah. And to say a little bit about myself, I've been in Norway since 2004. Born and raised in Liberia, and right now I have a family as well, and with 4 children. So in short, that is what you can know. But as we talk, I'll say more about myself. And I also work here. Let me just say a little bit of that as well. I also work here, and personally, I'm working as the regional coordinator of the Norwegian missions. I would call it Selskap. I would say Norwegian. The Norsk Misjonsselskap. I don't know what some skjønner den.
Ja.
Ja. Skal jeg snakke engelsk eller norsk? Det er litt vanskelig.
Det samme.
Okay. Men det Norsk Misjonsselskap jobber i hele regionen, i vest av Norge.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much.
So it's okay as we both.
You can actually mix both. We can also mix both as we carry on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I think the others that understand more Norwegian than English, and sometimes I find myself that I have forgotten some English also. But Cecilia is here, will be able to help. So thank you very much, Benedict. Benedict, there are people here that do not know anything about Liberia. They don't know where it is, and they don't know the history of it. Probably we read about it a bit, but so can you give us a preview? Liberia. What is Liberia, and the issue of the culture, the geography, and all that kind of thing in a nutshell?
Yeah, Liberia is on the west coast of Africa, and usually you hear Libya, because sometimes I meet Norwegians and other people will say Liberia is in Libya first, but it is Liberia. It is on the west coast of Africa, and it borders, it has countries around Liberia, like Guinea. You have Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is on the western side, and Guinea is on the northern part. And then you have, on the eastern part, you have the Ivory Coast. And then, on the other side, on the southern part, you have the Atlantic Ocean. So it's not a very big country, it's a small country. Like, since I've been here in Norway, sometimes Norwegians say Norway is a small country. And that is how we think also it's a small country to Liberia. And the population is almost as equal as Norway. It's amazing. It's about 5 million plus. Yeah, almost like Norway. So that is it. And the country is divided like Norway as well. You have what we call counties, which we call fylke in Norway here. So you have the west. Okay, I'm from the. Okay,
Yeah.
my mother is from the eastern part, and my father is from the western part. We have those regions. We have about 16 counties. 16 counties, and which, for example, if I name some, you have Bassa County, you have Montserrat County, you have Bakpolo County, Lofa County, Grand Cru County. About 16. It's the same. You have, for example, Westland, Fylke. You have Telemark. Like that. It's the same. Like Liberia is divided in our region. And another important thing about Liberia is Liberia was founded on, I will call it, in a way that is a big surprise. We have a kind of a connection with the United States. Because the 5th president of America, he was James Monroe at that time, and they wanted to get the free slaves back. Or some of the free slaves wanted to come back. So they were finding a place to go. And they had a kind of a ship they should have taken, and then they came to Liberia and landed there. And that was how it started, and Liberia is called Liberia, the land of liberty.
Yeah, when you talk about those free slaves, when you were in school, we thought that there was nobody in that area that called Liberia, because we thought that the slaves were just brought in an open land and be dropped there. Were there some other people before the slaves?
Yeah, those people that came, we call them the Americo-Liberians. And they were people, because they were connected with America. And then you have some people called the Congo people, because, people from other parts of Africa were also part of them. They were on their way back to the United States and stopped there. So we have the Congo people, especially people from Congo. And then we have the other people in Liberia. We have the people that I'm from a tribal group called the Gola. And at the same time, my mother's from the eastern part, it's called the Kru. So you have different ethnic groups that were already present. And then those people came. And what happened? It created a conflict in the beginning. Because imagine you are there and then someone comes and they want to take your land. That's how the war is, and they want to take their land, and there was fight. You have all kinds of fight going on. But the people that came from the United States, they have more, I'll call it, resources from the United States. They had that link. So they were able to overpower those other people. And as a result, they created a land called Liberia today. But that didn't stop there. A lot of those people were the presidents and the leaders, they were the minority until 1980. There was a coup, like a change of power.
Yeah, before you reach to the coup, somebody mentioned to me when I was in Liberia last summer, they say that Liberia got independence in 1847.
1847. That was where we got our independence from. We got our independence from no one. We just decided that we want to be free, and then we created the state in the likeness of the United States, with the flag, with the Constitution, everything. Yeah.
Oh, that was great. And when Sister Bora hears about Congo.
Oh, she's from Congo.
Yeah,
Yes.
See, like I said, we have the Congo people in Liberia, but most of the Congolese, they were being taken, and then they were not able to arrive at a particular moment, so they just stopped there.
Yeah.
And so we have the Congo people mixed with those American Liberians.
Yeah, I was excited when they said my hotel was in the Congo street. So
Congo town, we have the Congo town.
yeah.
Congo town.
I was thinking that I would speak Swahili. But nobody spoke Swahili.
Yeah, Congo town. It's a nice place. Congo town is a nice place.
Yeah, that's
It's a very beautiful place.
yeah. So then it came. We later on, when school in 70s, 80s, we learned about the Liberia, the slaves, and all that kind of thing. But then after that, we started hearing the wars. The names like Samuel Dawes, Charles Taylor. Please tell us a bit what happened that time.
Well, Samuel Doe is from the tribe. That was where the change happened. You have 1980, just before that, he was in the military, as an army. But he's from a tribe called the Crown people, the Crown tribe. What? Yeah, from his tribe.
The tribe of Pastor Dominic.
She's from a tribe.
And the wife is from his tribe.
Bombay area.
Yeah.
Bombay, the western part.
Right.
So this is how it went on. Like we have other people, we call it the indigenous people of the land. We have people from Nimba County, Kwempa. We have people like Samuel Doe. They're all together.
Right.
And I don't know where they got their help from. But it changed the government. People say also the CIA was involved. But, I cannot say that, but there were bigger hands in it, and then the power was changed, and the president was killed. He's called Talbot. He was killed, and that was what happened, and many people were killed. And then that was where our problems started.
Right.
And then from the beginning, some of the friends of Samuel Doe, they turned against him as well. That's how it goes. And then it went on and on until 1989, because there were a lot of coups afterwards.
After coups.
Yeah, to get him away, but they couldn't get him away. And what they did was Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor was working with him before. We were called GSA. He stole some money, millions of dollars, and then he ran to the United States.
Right.
And then he was imprisoned. But what he did was he was still there, and then there were a lot of things happening behind closed door. And then they wanted to get him out, Samuel Doe, and they knew Charles Taylor was the right man to use. The story goes like he was free from the prison, because first the government gave some what we call mandate to the United States to imprison him. But because Samuel Doe had problem with the United States, that's the problem. He had problem with the United States. So then they went against him, and then they wanted to use Charles Taylor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, others to do something. And that was where Charles Taylor came. He went to train also in Libya, all of that, and then he came in.
Yeah, and therefore, there was a big period of war.
Sure.
There. And when I was there, I also saw you can see the aftermath of the war. What do you think were the consequences of that war? What were the impact of that war as a result of those wars? Some of the things that are still carrying on today.
War is not good. But because we experienced what we call coups, we thought coup was like a war. We thought it was just a one-day thing. But it took many years. Many people ran out. I, for one, ran. I used the word ran because we had to run from there. And also food wasn't. At a certain point, I was in Monrovia, the capital city at that time. I talk of James Monrovia in the beginning. The name of the capital city is Monrovia. It means via Monrovia. Monrovia. So it was through him, and then they created that capital city. I was in Monrovia, had to walk out of the city center and to go to another area called Buchanan. And Buchanan is the second largest city in Liberia. So consequence was I saw dead bodies on the ground. I walked past. I was almost killed because my family and I were walking from Monrovia back into Buchanan because my mother and father were there. So out of that, it wasn't good. Schools had to stop because I was in school in Monrovia. I had to stop. Everything stopped. Yeah, things were tough. And then things were destroyed. For example, electricity companies were destroyed. Everything was destroyed. Yeah, and things happened. And I have big dreams, for example, and then everything turned to zero. So you have to start again, and many people went into refugee camps. I went to the Ivory Coast, and then some people went to Guinea, the neighboring countries, Sierra Leone, other places, spread around Ghana as well.
Yeah. So during that war, the whole thing was, I could say, the history of that war. When I was there, that building was standing and now it is down. That building was out and now it is down. And then, is there what's the impact of war today, especially to the children, especially in Monrovia and the rest of the country? The impact of that war that time, although there has been peace for the last, we can say, a number of years, but what is the impact of that war to the children that are living today?
It's terrible, because first we had children during that particular time of the war. They were put into what we call child soldiers. Some of them became that. Some of them were given drugs because drugs to fight. And when you're fighting, you don't know you're killing someone. You look at your older person and say, you don't have any respect for them. So all of that was happening. So until today, some of them they have problems from that, drugs and other stuff, and many of these things. So some of them didn't go to school as well.
Yeah, so it explains why most of the children, especially in the Georgia area, there's a place in Monrovia that is called Georgia area, that the life is quite low. Some of the parents are not working, others are in the drugs, others, they don't care about the family. Could it be the reason why?
Yeah, many of it. Yeah, it has an effect because everything has an effect. What happened that time, it still has an effect on us.
Yeah, what do you think it should be done for that child in Monrovia or in Liberia that we want to change his life? For us to change the life of that child, what can it be done?
There are many things because first of all, the government cannot take care of everything there. I believe we have to help in many ways. I should give one example. I have a friend of mine. We went to school together. She's in the United States, and right now what she's doing, she has school. And how she started from like kindergarten, and then every year she worked hard to put support from the United States, step by step. Today they have a high school, and they're building kids, and they have the vision of going up to university, changing the minds of people, because many people don't have money to even go to school. So all of that, and they gave because of the aid and help assistance from people from abroad. So now things are going in the right direction for many of them, and at the same time they created what we call microfinance for ladies. I mean the mothers of those kids as well, so that they can be better. But that's just a small part. We need more of it. Just a small pinch. I'll call it pinch of salt.
Yeah. So whatever the government is doing, probably it will reach probably like 1 or 2%.
Yeah, sure.
98% are outside there. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So what can you say that other people from Norway here that we do not know the problem of education? Our children go to school, they just have to go to school, the school that is near. We don't pay. How easy is it to go to school in Liberia?
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not like here in Norway, it is financed by the state. Although you have some government schools, but those state schools, they are not as good as when we talk of state schools in Norway. So we need more help in many ways to get it going. I should say so because we need more help on that.
For a child to get an average education, something that probably is not very expensive or very low. If a parent wants to take the child to school and educate this child, how much do you think it can cost, probably in a year, for an ordinary parent?
The problem is I'm not there at this particular moment, and I've been out of Liberia for a long time, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And we see how many years I've been out of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
11 plus 19. Yeah, 11 plus 19. I lived in Ivory Coast 11 years and 19 years in Norway so far.
Yeah.
So think of it.
That's
so
it.
and I don't always go back home, but if I'm to look at the cost, it costs a lot. Costs a lot because some people are not working. They don't have money to spend for example, uniform, books, and all those small things that are, that are maybe common in Norway. You can get it easily, because people are working. If you don't have money, then you have to depend on the state that can help with that. And then even most of the schools, you have books. It's given free. I don't think students, elect, I'll call them, the small kids buy books, but there you have to buy books.
Yeah, they have to buy books, they have to fund everything.
Bags, and then they wear uniform as well. So you have to have your uniform intact, and you can just go. It has to be clean. You have to wash it all the time. So it costs a lot.
So probably we can say it calls for not less than $300 to educate a child in a year.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, how many people can afford $300 in a year?
If
you look at the population, like probably in Monrovia,
many people are not working.
they are not working.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was there, I saw people. It is not possible, as Sister Joanne was saying. We support the teachers, and we only give them $25, and that is what they survive. So I was thinking that, how many people can they be afford, like probably $2-3 a day? I didn't get that one when I was there. If you, from the information that you have been getting, although you have not been in the country for some time.
Yeah, we talk about poverty. Poverty is rich in the sense that $1 or $2 per day. Some people don't have that. It creates what we call poverty, and so many people are in that category. So I believe, and people are not working. So in the end, it's going to be difficult. Some people they go to do work, they go to the markets. Some others they do everything to make it happen, but if it's difficult to get it, to get it going, because you have to have finance.
Right.
So and things are even harder today because if you look at the war that is going in Ukraine and the pandemic, COVID that happened recently, things are even harder.
Right.
Yeah, things are even harder. If we know that it's harder in Norway, think of it, it's double harder. Yeah.
So finally, what will happen if not? What do you think it can be consequences of these children not getting the right education in their future?
Oh, it's a problem because education it builds a nation. So we need, especially the youth, and comparing Norway and, for example, and Liberia, you have many children growing up. The average age is about 19 years old. So you have a lot of that. With young people, they have to grow up. If they don't have education, then when it comes to be 40, nothing will be in ahead. It's not going to be a problem for the nation as well. And like Norway and other places, education is being advanced, and it will be very far behind.
Right.
So we need to work on that.
So thank you very much, Benedict. This is good information, and I'm encouraging you also. You can also join us. We always make a trip to we always think of making a trip to Monrovia every year. So if you'd like to visit Monrovia, please welcome. And you can also get hold of Benedict individually, and he can give you more information. And because of time, because we are limited by time, we may not be able to get everything. Pastor Dominic is also here, the wife is also here, and I can see Sister Tita smiling also, and Sister Joanne. Yeah, thank you very much, Benedict.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for the invitation.
It was very, very important for you to. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Dennis, you can remove the seats.